What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again. And this is where we at. As you can clearly see the title of this broadcast right here. And this is a very serious situation here. I don't know what's going on in today's society and things like that, but, apparently this father, son, had alerted him that, while in class and doing studies and stuff like that, the teacher lended the child their personal iPad, and eventually they found some explicit material on that iPad. And, now listen, look, man, what people do at home or whatever private time, that's your time. But I don't understand, why should a teacher have their personal iPad to lend to a student or anything like that? Why aren't the schools properly prepared for the children to have technology already there? I don't understand it.
So what the French coach is going to think about?
I don't understand it. But, that's just my thought process on this situation. We're going to go here now, because guess what? It's a lot of quarters, nickels, and dimes that need to go in on this time.
Of a third grader at Las Estrellas Elementary. Miss Director, I had emailed you. I had emailed the principal, the assistant principal, and the school social worker. My son, 2 weeks ago, was exposed to a group of, let's say, gay men having sex on the iPad. And how my son came about it was he forgot his laptop at home, and your teacher lent my son his personal iPad. Well, when my son was doing a project with some of the other kids in the classroom, all of a sudden they closed out a tab. There was a bunch of naked men sitting right there in front of my son. And then all the other kids that had seen this, they were shocked. But what's crazy is that I haven't heard nothing since. I didn't get a response from our superintendent. I had a meeting with your guys' assistant superintendent, your guys' assistant principal, but nobody had the decency to make my son important enough to show up to that meeting in the morning to tell me why he was able to be exposed to this type of material.
You know why? Because you're a black man.
So what the French coach is going to think about?
Now you got to follow me on this. I'm not just saying that just to say that. The reason why is because in most cases in today's society, when you're a black father that's actually concerned about their child, that's actually involved with their children and things like that, it's a huge problem for the system. It's like a glitch in the fucking matrix out here. It's definitely a problem. It's a problem. And we all know this. This is true. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not just blaming that. Also, I'm saying though too, is this situation is highly crazy, highly egregious. Why is this teacher having their personal iPad in the classroom? Like I say, I don't give a fuck what people do on their personal time. That's your business. You're a human being. Live life how you want to, but you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to have your personal technology. Definitely when you're a teacher or anything like that, you're not supposed to have your personal technology in the classroom with students and things like that. This is wild beyond belief. I don't understand what people are doing out here in the world anymore. Where's the moral factor? Where's the mindset? Where's the thought process where I may not need to take this here or there or whatever, or Jesus, man, this is crazy. And then he said the school board was slacking on getting back with him on information. This is highly serious situation right here. I've seen people convicted for less. I wonder if this teacher got reprimanded or any type of thing like this, because this is crazy. This is wild right here. This goes for any type of explicit material to expose to children like that. These are children. You know what I'm saying? A third grader. Come on, man. What are we doing?
Now, I've heard about the situation that happened at your guys' high school, at North High School, with the teacher that was involved with sexually explicit material as well. To me, I don't care what team you bat for, but you guys gotta quit putting all this stuff in front of these kids, all this sexual material, regardless if it's a flag or if it's them actually seeing the content on an electronic device that is in school. Now, I came to you guys last time arguing about security factors with the students about how they were roaming around. Now, dude, you guys literally I was told that you guys weren't gonna inform the other parents in this classroom. Like, you guys will tell us if a student gets lice, if a student gets COVID, if he gets the flu, but you guys will not tell all the parents in the classroom that their kids were exposed to sexual explicit material. And I think that's weird. It's weird because how can you send out a text message about all these other things, but you can't tell parents that their kids were exposed to this? Now, my son, one of 6 kids.
Please finish your comment.
My son, one of 6 kids, was the only one to speak up about this and the only one to make it known. So now I ask y'all, what are y'all planning to do about this? How are y'all gonna protect these children and hide this material from them? Because it's everywhere in this world right now, especially here. You guys gotta protect these kids. And if y'all, as parents, students, and everything,
thank you for your time, sir.
If you guys wanna see a difference,
Please finish.
start looking at their paychecks. Y'all want change? Look at their paychecks. That's how you guys are gonna make.
Thank you for your comment.
Man, they trying to rush him off and shit.
What's the French toast is there to think about?
This is crazy. Hold on.
You old fish-eyed fool.
That's for the school board right there. They fish-eyed fools up there. This is ridiculous. And then you're gonna try to rush the man. That's your time, sir. That's your time. Like, y'all don't want it. Like, what are they doing? What is this school board doing? They don't feel appalled by what just happened? Now, okay. Let me say this way. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Now, maybe the teacher wasn't, trying to intentionally push that on the children, but at the same time, though, too, that teacher had no business having their personal technology in the classroom. That's just like your phone and stuff like that. These items, low key, are the cell phone is not what it used to be. The technology is not what it used to be. I remember before a time when technology, you couldn't even barely send a text message or anything like that. I remember when cell phones really first came out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was paying $300 a month just to be able to talk, and you can only talk after a certain time of the day without getting supercharged. But, man, this is ridiculous here. And you would think that these people that are teaching our children would be a lot more responsible and a lot more, attentive about the things that they need to do to protect the children as well, regardless of what people are doing at home or who they love or whatever. This is insane that we have our children out here being exposed like this to, man, listen, look. All right. So we're about to dive off into the news report part of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's crazy out here. And this is where we at right here. So we're going to go here now and we're going to check this out and see what what's going on here. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
The father of a 3rd grader attending Minneapolis public schools is demanding answers tonight. He says his son had access to inappropriate content during class. Brittany Ehrman talked with the dad, who says his boy saw pornography while using a teacher's iPad.
Kevin, we've learned today that teacher is on leave pending the investigation. The 3rd grade parent says this should not have happened in the first place.
Right.
2 weeks ago, Levi Chapman says his son forgot his laptop at home. So his teacher at Las Estrellas Elementary let him borrow his personal iPad.
Him and another student were sitting there and they closed out a tab. Well, that tab that had popped up to them was, how my son described it, was a bunch of naked men laying on top of each other.
Chapman says his son told him he stumbled upon inappropriate content in his 3rd grade classroom.
The teacher came over to see what was happening, and My son said that he got angry with him and said, you know, you're violating my personal privacy. And
What? Whoa!
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Hold the hell on here. Hold the. But did the teacher just tell this child that the child was violating their personal space? But you gave the child your personal iPad, you dumbass. Let's just let that sink in for a second. Let's just let that sink in. The teacher got mad at the third grader for invading personal space, but the teacher gave the child their personal iPad to use for a project in class.
and took the iPad from him,
The teacher eventually gave him a loaner laptop.
made him very uncomfortable.
Okay, why you didn't give the loaner laptop at first?
I reached out to the Minneapolis Public School District at 11 Wednesday morning trying to get answers. A few hours later, I followed up with a phone call. Then I reached back out to the district via email, asking questions like, how did this happen and what are you going to do to make sure it does not happen again? The district responded around 3:30 in the afternoon, saying MPS takes allegations like these seriously and will follow any relevant district protocols. Officials told me they are unable to answer my questions because of data privacy laws. I asked how the future of district policies is covered by data privacy laws, but they sent the original statement again, saying they cannot answer my questions because the allegations are under investigation.
Since I've been in touch with the school, I've received emails, you know, and we've gone over a care plan.
Chapman says the district moved his child to a different classroom.
I wish that the teacher would have gave him not his personal, but would have gave him that loaner laptop in the beginning.
The parent you just heard from was also in touch with the Department of Education today. He said they're doing screenings to see if this falls under state child maltreatment laws to pursue an investigation, Kevin.
Yo, shout out to that.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
This is wild here. This is wild, man. It's just too much. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, our society has come, it's very debaucherous. Like, you know, Jesus Christ, we as adults are not protecting our young children from our stupidity as adults. You know, like we used to, like the old schools used to protect the children. You know, nowadays, you know, back in the day, children didn't even used to be allowed to be in the room with adults. When it was adult time, the children were sent off. Go outside and play, or, you know, if it was late night, it's time for you to go to bed. You know, children are sitting around here up under adults all day, listening to adult conversations, things like that in these households and, and in other places. Being exposed too much. The technology has overwhelmed our children's mindsets and things like that, because they're able to get access to a lot of stuff. You know, I'm hearing here and there that, you know, Trump is trying to, you know, trying to rein in the corn situation and stuff like that, because it's so loose and with our technology, and our children are. Our children, well, the old school saying, the children are our future, and that is the truth. Though the children are always our future, and we need these children to be healthy, thinking people. You know, at least until they get old enough in life so they can make, you know, adult decisions. But by then they'll be healthy enough mentally to make adult decisions and know how to protect the children that's coming after them, and also, you know, help the elderly. You know, this is a horrible situation. This is a very horrible situation. You know, I hope that father gets justice. I hope things, you know, change. And with this situation here, man, this is not cool, bro. This is not cool. I don't care who's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Male, female, I don't give a fuck who doing it, bro. This is sad, man, that these people, they're supposed to be teachers and educating our youth to be better citizens and be productive people in society when they grow up, and things like that are allowing shit like this to happen, or, you know, whether it's on purpose or not. Whether it's on purpose or not. An adult's supposed to be responsible. And that's that. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.